I want to talk to you guys about mindset. I want to talk to you about discipline, and I want to talk to you about lifestyle. Whether you are, I kind of have my feet in two different areas, fitness and business. And in fitness, I've lost over 100 pounds over the last 2.5 years, and at 55 years old, I'm in the best shape of my life after being addicted to opioids and breaking my back and all sorts of other issues that precluded me from doing any of those things, finally finding myself in a hospital bed, almost dead at 303 pounds in November of 21, and it took me 9 months to lose 100 pounds and turn my life around. How did I do it? The same way I, at 17, as a homeless kid living in a $25 a week flop house with hookers and heroin addicts, started my own business at 28 with no education, and by 33 was a millionaire. The company's still in business today. I bought and sold a dozen of them and have done hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. I failed massively, and I've succeeded spectacularly. How did I do it? The question is, that question is one that comes up constantly, and the answer is lifestyle. What does that mean? It's all the same. Let me tell you, when I started eating correctly, January 1, 2022, I started to eat correctly. I did a carnivore diet, ate 1,750 calories a day, and I went for a walk. First day took me, as I've said many times, 24 minutes to go a quarter of a mile. Since that time, I've done 5 half marathons in the intervening 2 years. But how did I get to that mindset? Well, you got to suffer. That first month, you got to suffer through that first month. It's hard. It's difficult. It's no fun. It sucks. Coming off sugars and carbs and all that good stuff that you love to eat, that you really want, that you want more of, and the less you have it, the more you want it. I had to realize that my brain was in control, not my body. The things my body was telling me that it needed wasn't really my body telling me it needed it. It was my brain telling me I needed it because it wants to function off of those kind of those excess carbs and that sugar and those carbohydrates, those excess calories, I should say. And I had to starve it of that. And I lost 100 pounds in about 8.5 months. But those first 30 days sucked, maybe 40 days. And then about 40 days, it got a lot easier. And then from 40 days until that, I don't know, probably right at about 6 months, I had a good habit going. By 40 days, I'd grown a habit. Going to walk every day and eating correctly, it really got easier. And then at about, I don't know, the 5th month, I started to lift weights. I cut back on my walking a little bit, upped my calories, and started to lift weights. And then I really hit my stride, and it became a lifestyle. And once you hit lifestyle status, sky's the limit. It gets easier after that. You just got to suffer through. Same's true in entrepreneurship. You got to suffer through. The time frame, the horizon can be much longer. In my case, it was 2 years. I didn't get paid. I just did a video talking about I didn't get paid for the first 2 years I started my business. This has been 25 years ago. But I didn't get paid for the first 2 years. I had to go work at night to pay my bills, 2 kids at home, brand new, half a built house, and my wife waiting for me. And I had to go work at night in order to pay the bills while I started that business for 2 years. So the horizon is very different, but the reality is the same. You can get through the first 6 months. It starts to get easier being a relative term, but it starts to get easier to manage, easier to deal with, easier to go forward on because you're starting to learn. And if you're quiet and you listen and you pay attention and you're capable of learning from failure, either on the business side or on the health side, you're going to find that your opportunity for success goes up. The chances go up. The odds go in your favor more. The longer you can last, the more lessons that you learn, and the further you can get down the path of doing the things that it takes to be successful, of sacrificing, of putting in the time and the effort and the energy in dealing with it mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, as I always say, because all of those things play into it. If you get that in line, come about month 6, man, you're flying and you're good to go. Doesn't guarantee success, not at all. But to make it 6 months as a new entrepreneur, and if you've learned your lessons correctly, the next 6 months should get better, not worse, in the understanding that the entire fight is always difficult. At least in fitness, as you get healthier, you see those results. Hopefully in business, if you are following this pattern and you're starting to adapt these lifestyles and you're starting to follow these programs, as you go forward, you start making money and you get the same results, i.e., you're feeling good about it. The body is healthy, the body being the company or the body being your physical body. Those things work in tandem, I would say, I must add, right? It's easier to do it healthy than it is to do it unhealthy. Easier to grow a business healthy than it is to grow a business unhealthy. I'll put that in front. Health is on top. Everything else is downstream of health in my estimation based on my experience. But again, they are both relatively the same. I hope that helps. Opportunities are everywhere. You got to go get them. Go for a walk.